Y'all bro Gary is spiraling. Robin want to know who Andy's sleeping with. And Aaron got keys to Karen's apartment. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this video, we're doing a preview to episode 18 with the scenes that we received at the end of episode 17. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. This trailer, or this is actually like a little teaser, is kind of intriguing. It starts off with Andi and Robin on the phone, and Robin asks Andi if she trusts this guy, and then he follows it up with, is she sleeping with him? Not Mr. Robin catching feelings, not Mr. Robin in the penthouse of the hotel making Andi, or not making, coercing, no, I don't want to say coercing either, tempting Andi into doing threesomes that she actually enjoyed catching feelings. Are you catching feelings, sir? You've been asking a lot of questions about the competition. I mean, Gary, because, you know, he's really nobody's competition. But in this case, I don't think that he's talking about Gary at all. I think that he is talking about the lawyer that she taps in to help with Zach's case. As she mentions in episode 17, when a DA comes in and, you know, makes his little introductions or whatever, he's like, oh, are you Zach's lawyer? And she's just like, kind of, sort of. I'm just here for a little bit. Like, he still needs to get a permanent attorney, especially if they're going to try to fight the whole 10 to 15 years thing behind the violation of his probation. And because Robin isn't able to get Zach out because of that particular point, his hands are kind of tied. And I think that Andi in next week's episode is going to be like, okay, don't worry about it, you did the best you can, thank you so much, I'm going to call my homie and see if he can take on Zach's case and if he can help me work it out. And this is just giving all types of bruised male ego vibes. And I ain't even going to be mad at you, Robin, for it. But, like, it's okay. Give it a rest. The same way that you got Fatima out and you became her, you know, Andi's knight in shining armor, just making a phone call and getting something done for her. I think he's worried that there's another man who can also get some things done. And that's what he's referencing when he says, like, are you sleeping with him? Because, you know, she's sleeping with Robin, who just did her these favors. And, you know, he makes a point when they are talking in episode 17 where, you know, he's like unconvinced that she's over Gary and that he's in the rear view. She's like, what kind of girl do you think I am? What kind of woman do you think I am? And he's like, strategic, deliberate, calculating. And she says, well, you're not wrong about none of those things. And this is the repercussion of that. Like, he's asking this very valid questions, it seemed to me, because if this dude is doing all the same things that I'm doing and helping you in this way, is he getting all the same things that I'm getting? And I'm actually here for it, because I'm here for Robin actually moving into a place of wanting to be in a relationship with Andi, and then her having to really decide to make a decision and close the door 100% on Gary. The moment that Andi gets into a monogamous, committed relationship, she's gonna have to, like, cut off all communications with Gary, stop playing these bullshit ass games. And part of me feels like that's where we're going with this whole Robin storyline. So I'm not mad at him asking these questions. I'm not mad at his little bit of bruised male ego popping out in this case. You know, Andi look like she's stuttering or whatever, and it's like, girl, we finna see. Now, I think that this could be the same guy that she called in to help Gary when he went to jail before. I think what's going to be the dope thing to note, though, is how Gary and Robin handled their jealousy, right? Like, I'm just going to dub it as jealousy, even though I don't know if Robin is jealous or if he's just trying to be clear, but I'm going to call it that just to try to make the comparison, right? I think it's going to be dope to see the difference. So Gary is like super jealous, and it's just, he is not really fully communicative about his feelings and his perspective. And I think what she's about to see with Robin is like, okay, no, he's going to probably trust that she says this. He's probably going to ask if they have a history. They did have a history. And I think that Robin's going to have, like, basically the adverse reaction to what Gary had. You all know that Gary likes to jump his ass out the windows, and he just lives in his jealousy bag. And Robin, I think, is going to give a more mature, grounded response. And this is just going to be further evidence for Andi to be like, okay, it's time for me to move on, because I got a real man now. A whole real man. Now, speaking about a real man and Gary ain't that, the next scene is Gary and Aaron in his office, and he is continuing to spiral because I guess Robin is back, and you know they is getting it in as they should. Robin is in that penthouse tearing that ass up. Tearing that ass up. Okay. And for whatever reason, Aaron decides to pop up. Why, Aaron? We were doing so good. We are making progress with Karen. You was all up in that thing. She was throwing it back. Y'all were connecting. Gary cannot be a part of your fairy tale. This is one that you're going to have to go ahead and let go, honey. Past or not, this is a sheep you're going to have to let ride. You can't shepherd this one. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's Gary or Karen, honey. It's Gary or that baby, honey. You don't get to have both. I be damned. Gary can go ahead and continue to menace all up and through Andy's life because she chooses to, but you will not bring this ghetto over to Karen's domicile by way of Gary. You will not. So you're going to have to cut this friendship off. I don't even give a damn what you here for, Aaron. You don't want from him. If he managing your money, take it out. If he give you advice financially, get rid of it. If he's still in your men's group, make a new men's group. Because Gary ain't it. And anybody in proximity to him, associated with him, or trying to find any success for him, ain't it either. And you can get your ass thrown out with the garbage right along with Gary if you keep playing, Aaron. I'm just saying. Don't say I didn't warn you, baby. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now, this is where it's going to come out that he's been looking through the telescope. And that's how he's been able to see Andi having sex, because Aaron, like Jake says, how do you know that she's over there having sex? And I think that he's finally going to come clean, and then we're probably going to get some kind of preacher man come to Jesus talk, but you cannot have Satan come to Jesus. What is it that you don't get? Yes, Aaron, I'm waiting for you to respond. What is it that you don't get, baby? Satan can't come to Jesus. He been there, done that, decided to jump off ship, and the hoe can't come back. We don't want you. The door is closed. Closed. Now, on a lighter note, the next scene after that, we go to Calvin and Maurice's house, because y'all know, when it come to Hayden and Gary, I can go all day, get mad fired up, and be ready to fight. It's on sight with the both of them, if we're going to be really, really honest. But switching gears in a more lighter tone, Maurice is about to have a little fun with Calvin, who comes to the next day after he been throwing up all over the damn place, was completely drunk off his ass, talking about Sabrina and how he just want to smash her one more time again, because she is just everything. And Maurice is like, yeah, you was in my bed with Q. What was all that about? And they just about to play with him for real. I personally am over this whole storyline, but if it's going to be some lighthearted Kiki chuckles, okay, cool. Tyler Perry, can we not spend no more than 4 minutes on it? That's all I'm going to say. Now, the real meat and potatoes. Aaron shows up at the salon and he's like, oh, I accidentally took your house keys. My bad. And she's like, no, I got my house keys. And then Aaron's like, well, whose house keys is this? Zach's. Unless it's the girls, but I didn't see the girls put down the key when they burst in on them. So what if this is Zach's spare key? And personally, I went instantly to this has to be Zach's key, because when Aaron asks like, well, whose key is this? She gets all like weird looking in the face. And this is all just going to be part of her process and releasing and decoupling and detaching. And I'm totally with it, y'all. This is normal. This is part of the unraveling process. And this is what's going to bring Zach up in conversation. And hopefully she be like, you can go ahead and keep that key. That's your key now. That's what I'm manifesting for us, for we. So y'all in the comment section down below, type it out. She going to give Aaron this key because we is manifesting this for we. And then the final part of this teaser is back to Hayden. Hayden, you doing a hell of a lot to still have not healed. Baby, that black eye is still blaring. You got a second one to go with it. So now you got a whole matching set. Can you focus on that before you go back to your menacing ass ways? Like, my God, give yourself a break. Aren't you tired? You not sick of your own shit at this point? He's looking at some type of airport manifesto, and part of me feels like he's looking at the private jet declaration papers, and maybe Andi does decide to go to New York, so now he's gonna get this information, and I'm just like, I hate this for us. But it could totally not be that, because unless Tyler Perry is gonna have it span over some time, I don't know, because we get Gary seeing her having sex, unless she's not actually having sex in that moment. He just visualizing for the next day. This is all supposed to take place in one day. So if she's actually about to fly out to New York, she can't be in the penthouse having sex. I have no idea what the timeline is. Y'all know how Tyler Perry do. But that's where I went to when it said like, oh, he's checking documents from the airport. Yeah, but we still don't care. But that's my breakdown for the teaser. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. What are you anticipating the most from episode 18? If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a subscribe and turn on your bell notification so that you don't miss out on any of my sisters' videos. It's your good sis E that you love to talk TV with, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.